Hey everybody, this is Brian Eason with Goodwin PC Services. I just wanted to quickly go over answering a question that somebody had asked pretty recently just about scheduling meetings. So last time I showed how you can just do a quick impromptu on the fly meeting and conversation and chat with somebody. If you didn't see that, then I'll leave a link to the other video in the description of this one. But just want to go through actually scheduling a future Teams meeting. So if you wanted to actually plan to meet with somebody, let's say in 2 days, and it show up on your Outlook calendar, and y'all be able to jump on a meeting together, this is what you would do. So obviously I have the Microsoft Teams application open in front of me. I am currently logged in under my account. On the left hand side, you would just simply go to Calendar. You would say New Meeting, and then you just key in all the details. So title, if you're familiar with sending out meeting invitations from Outlook, the title of course is just that surface level reason why you're meeting. Hey, let's meet to review the financial report. Okay. And then of course, as far as attendees, maybe I want to meet with one of our financial gurus, Sam Underwood. And what day and time do we want to meet? So we're going to meet on Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning until 10:30. It's going to be a half-hour meeting. If you wanted to stagger it at a quarter hour, like 10:15, then it's not an option in the drop-down, but you can just select it, and then it'll auto-update the end time with that half-hour interval. And you could schedule this out to be recurring if you wanted, so you can make it daily. You could make it weekly, you could make it monthly. You could do custom, such as if you wanted it to be Tuesday through Friday, but not on Monday, and so on and so forth. It's fairly powerful, but fairly straightforward. I'm not going to go through channels because we haven't gone through that in any other video, but you can have groups of people, and if you put in a channel that reflects that group, then it's going to invite everybody in that group. If you have locations defined in your business, such as conference rooms, meeting rooms, different buildings, different department area conference rooms, you could pick which room you're going to meet in. Of course, typically with Teams, I would expect you would be mostly virtual, but this could also schedule a meeting in an actual room as well. And of course, type the details of the meeting. Hey, let's review the month end report for March, or whatever, whatever you want to actually put in there, again in a similar manner as you would do if you were sending a traditional Outlook meeting. Now, when you hit the send button, then what it's going to do is actually send an invite to that person. So I'm going to send it to them, and actually I'm going to call this test because they're not aware that I'm about to do this, but I'm going to call it test, and then I'm going to send it and just show you what that kind of looks like. So it is sent. If I want to go to Friday and actually look at it, then now it shows up on my Teams calendar, and I can click on it. And of course, I could actually go ahead and today join that meeting, or when Friday at 10:15 comes around, I can join it then. It shows me who's definitely attending. We don't know. Sam hasn't responded to this yet, so we don't know if he's attending or not. Also, this link right here is another way that you could click that link and join the meeting at the appropriate time. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And one of the things that I think is really cool with Teams and pretty powerful is that this meeting will also show up in my Outlook session. So let me grab my Outlook session, pull it up, and you will be able to see here on April 24th, which is this Friday, that the Teams meeting that I scheduled also shows up in my Outlook session. So if you're synchronizing your Outlook calendar to your iPhone or your Android or what have you, then this will now also show up, and you can see the default reminders over here on the right hand side. It'll remind you 15 minutes in advance. What's kind of neat as well is there's a Teams app for your mobile phone, So if you happen to not be in front of a computer and you forgot about it and you got the reminder 15 minutes ahead of time, you could download and install the Teams app on your mobile phone, and you could actually join the meeting from there, as long as you have a good stable cellular service, or you're on Wi-Fi somewhere. And another neat thing is if you just have Outlook open, then you can actually double click, open up that meeting, and here is that Teams link. So we're not even in the Teams application right now, but you can join the Teams meeting from this link that's actually in the Outlook meeting that was created when you scheduled that meeting. You can also say, hey, I want to join the Teams meeting here. And so it's pretty versatile. It's pretty neat. You could change the reminder, hey, actually let me know an hour in advance. You could also then make this recurring from Outlook, and so it's just pretty neat, the actual integration overall. I'm not actually going to send that update. I'm going to close it and not going to save the changes. But but it's a pretty cool tool. If you're using Office 365 and you have Teams downloaded and installed and you're using it to chat, then this is a way that you can meet. Same things that I mentioned before. When you're in that meeting, then you can also share your screen. You can also turn it into a video meeting, or you can select to just make it an audio meeting. Quite a few things that you can do with it. So I am going to go back to today as well. And the last thing that I will say is, once it's Friday, you can see this little bar going across the calendar that is telling you what time it is. Well, if it's Friday and this bar starts hovering closer to the meeting time, the actual meeting itself will have a join button right there on it too. So, so the integration between Teams and Outlook is pretty stellar. The actual alerting, the actual versatility to be able to use it from your handheld, from your Outlook session, from the actual Teams meeting, to be able to get the notifications, to be able to share your screen, video talk, things along those lines. It's pretty cool. So hope that makes sense. Overall, that's kind of the overview of scheduling a future meeting. And if you have any questions about that or want to go into any more specifics, I'd love to answer them, and we will go from there. So thanks for watching. Have a blessed day, and here we go.